All right. Hello, boss moms. Welcome back to Life of a Boss Mom. We have an amazing guest today. This is our interview session, and I'm so excited and looking forward to having her tell us a lot about in fact, you just need to hold on because there's so much we're going to be unpacking today. So, this is our guest, Tony. Thank you so much, Mrs. Tony, for joining us. For those who may not know you, can you tell us a little about who you are, what you do?
Okay, so my name is Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi. I'm a wife, I'm a mother to three amazing children, and I'm also a family psychologist. So I work in Abuja, I work from Abuja, although I have clients all over the world. I work with parents, I work with the adolescents. I provide individuals with resources, tools to live a thriving life. So, as a family psychologist, I work with families, most especially those who are battling with addiction and mental health issues. I'm the founder of Parent Support System. I'm also the convener of the Smart Parenting Child and Adolescent Mental Health Summit. This summit takes place every October, although we started last year. So this year is going to
Okay.
be our second episode.
Wow.
And I basically work with individuals from Africa. I provide them with deep insight into life generally. So I work with parents, the adolescents, and I also work with individuals in terms of health thriving life by providing them with tools and resources for their mental health. So that's me in a nutshell.
So, what inspired you to do this? I mean, there's the parenting, there's working with
Okay.
teenagers. What inspired all this?
Okay. Okay, so let me just start. I wouldn't say I was a stay-at-home. Okay, so let me just give a brief history of my work life. So I got married. So before I got married, I was working at the bank. I got married, and my husband had to he was transferred a lot, so we had to move to Abuja. So moving to Abuja, I had to leave work. I resigned because I'd worked in the bank for like 10 years, and I just realized that I just wanted to spend more time with my children at home mom, but I was also working from home. So maybe I would call myself a stay-at-home mom working from home because I was doing a lot of contracts, I was doing trainings, I was doing quite a lot, but I was at home. I was working from home because I wanted to have more time with my children. And when my children left primary school into high school, I decided to take the business out from home into the marketplace. And one of the things I noticed while working at home, I was also teaching in church. I was a teenage church teacher or a children's church teacher. And I noticed a lot of gaps in parenting. I noticed a lot of gaps. And so most times it's things you notice. These are the things God has actually placed in you to go and work on. So I went to learn about parenting. I did a course with the USID. They have a training called Better Parenting for Nigeria. So I did that
Okay.
certification, and from there I did different certification, and that was how I became a parenting coach and educator. But what made me go back, so my first degree is actually psychology. But what made me go back to go and do a master was I had a particular case that I was handling, and I realized that I didn't have the tools to work with that family. There was substance abuse, there was
Mm.
mental health issues. So it was not just the normal parenting, the child getting upset or parent-teen conflict. It was more than the parent-teen conflicts. These ones had deeper
It was
mental health
deeper.
issues. And I was like,
Mm.
if I really want to do this, yes. And I thought about that if I really want to do this job well, I need to get myself well equipped. So I went back to school to get a master's in clinical psychology. And like they say,
Here we are.
the rest is history. Here we are. So I work in a mental health facility and a rehabilitation center. And I work there as a family psychologist. So that's me. So that's what I do. So basically, the
Awesome.
essence of me doing this is just to help parents become better and to help families to thrive, family members to thrive. That's what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing this.
Awesome, sis. So now, basically, today we're looking at mental health and motherhood, right? A lot of
Mm,
moms feel overwhelmed a
yes.
lot because we are moms, we are wives, we are ministers, we are business women, we are career women. I mean, there's so much on our plate, right? And we get to the point where we are overwhelmed. Now, what are some early signs that a mom might be struggling with her mental health? Because a
Mm.
lot of times, out of overwhelm, we start to get easily irritated, we get frustrated. Sometimes there's just a lot of things that are just going on inside of us. How do you now begin to detect those early signs?
Okay, so before we go into the science, what really is mental health? Because this word is being thrown around a lot. Oh, my mental health, my mental health.
Oh,
The
yes.
first thing we need to understand is we need to understand what really is mental health. And your mental health basically has to do with your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being. It's it affects how you think, how you feel, and how you act. And not just this, mental health is also a state of well-being whereby you are able to realize your abilities, your ability to think, your ability to feel, your ability to act right.
Act.
Not just this, mental health also involves you being able to work or to learn and your ability to contribute productively to your society. That's what we call mental health. However, mental disorders has to do with when you're not able to think well, you're not able to feel well, you're not able to act right, and you're not able to carry out your daily functioning, right? Or you're not able to contribute to the society at large. That's when we say the person has a mental disorder. So coming back to moms, how would they know that there's something wrong with them, or how would they know that they're feeling overwhelmed? There's so many symptoms, but I'll start with talking about the first is how do you feel? Do you feel the time? Do you feel tired? Do you feel sad? Are you able to carry out your daily functioning? Because we actually have some people they have mental disorders, but they're finding that they are still able to go around. But deep
Yes,
down, they themselves know that, oh, there's something
something
wrong
is
with them.
wrong.
Do you understand? So signs to know that you're overwhelmed. You're not you're getting tired easily. You're not able to do things you love to do. You're not sleeping well. You're not eating well. Maybe you just find yourself crying all the time. Your ability to focus, to concentrate on things you used to do, you're not able to do that, or your ability
Okay.
to enjoy things you used to enjoy doing, you're no longer enjoying that. That's when we say, there might be things wrong, or the mother might be actually be struggling with her mental health. So that's it. So let me do a recap. You get tired easily. You've lost interest in things you used to be interested in. You find yourself crying. You're not sleeping well, or you're oversleeping. You say a lot of negative things to yourself, or you have a lot of negative thoughts. Um, your sleep. Okay, I've spoken about sleep. Is that you're sleeping too much, you're sleeping less. You are withdrawing socially. You are either isolating yourself from family members, or you might have some physical symptoms like headaches, chest pain, body ache. Those ones are called psychosomatic symptoms. These are signs that the person might be struggling with either overwhelm or a mental health issue.
Okay. So looking at that now, we know that moms, usually we find it difficult to seek for help or to ask for help, right? Because we just feel like, no, we should be doing this. I mean, we feel like it's our duty, so we should be doing it. And so when there is this kind of, emotional feelings, you can't do it anymore, you can't get up anymore. There's now that, should I say, inability anyway for us to say, okay, look, I need help in this area. So how can moms now create space, out of this busy day that we have, to ask, for emotional self-care? How can we create space for emotional self-care, in our busy day? How can we include it in what we do?
Okay, so there's this program I run for women or for mothers. It's called your self-care. And funny enough, it's similar to what you do. Now, for parents, for mothers especially, you need to be number one, you need to be aware of yourself. You need to know your threshold, your stress threshold. You need to know how far you can go
And go.
and know when to stop. Because if you don't know, you just keep going until the person breaks down one of these days. So you need to, number one, self-awareness is very, very important. What is my stress threshold? Number two, you need to know your productive time of the day. So if your productive time of the day is in the mornings, then ensure you do everything you need to do in the morning so that you can relax later in the evenings. That's number two. Number three, start your day with self-care, prayers, either journaling, meditation. You need to start your day with yourself. And when I say starting your day with yourself, starting your day with that, being in that space where you are waking, you are doing things for the day. So maybe first thing in the morning, every other person, your time first is very important. Your me time. Say your prayer, you could do your journaling, you could do your gratitude journaling, you could do your deep breathing, you could do exercises, but you need to do things for yourself first. Then number four, learn how to set boundaries. It's not every Owambe you have to go to. It's not
True.
everybody that is asking you to do something for them that you have to do it. So instead of saying no, which I would advise, you could say no. You could also tell the person, not now, maybe later. Because as mothers, we tend to take a whole lot. We are there for our children, we are there for our spouses, our husbands, we are there for our external family, maybe your moms, your siblings, you are there for your friends, we are the ones going to church, you are the ones going for all the church activities, your colleague in the office is having a party, you want to
You are
go there,
there.
you are just everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And
Yes.
this also takes a toll on your mental health as a mother. So learn to set your boundaries, know what is important. It's not every party you have to go to. There are some parties that you don't have to go to where you can give the person a gift or money, right? Learn to say no to you. Tasks that you've not written in your daily schedule for that day, and somebody brings it like an add-on. If it's going to cramp your style, please say no or say I'll do it later. Then, before going to bed, have your me time. Have like your sleep routine or your bedtime routine. This is one of the things I recommend a lot. Have your bedtime
Evening
routine. Have
routine.
like
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes for yourself, whereby so it's like you're back home. So this is time for you to now go where have your me time to distress yourself. You could watch a movie if that is your thing. You could read a book if that's your thing. You could listen to music, but just do something for yourself, something that makes you happy before you go to bed. So I think that's five. I've given five tips.
Okay, so we're going to recap that. So a lot of the times, right, people make the mistake of thinking, because now we're talking about small, simple, practical steps, self-care strategies that the mom can take, to overcome all this overwhelm and all that. A lot of times people think that self-care, and I am every time I am trying so much to debunk that. We think that when you hear self-care, you think that self-care is just going to the spa, you think that self-care is dinner dates. All those things are good. We think that self-care is, sometimes I see, oh, a weekend is weekend self-care day, and I'm like, no, weekend self-care is not just a
It's
weekend thing.
everything.
Self-care is an
So,
everyday
yeah,
thing. So you need to be able to say,
yes.
okay, I have my morning routine, this is my evening routine, like you have just said. And a lot of these self-care strategies are, there are things that people don't even think are self-care. you know like my book is out, Zero Cost Self-Care. I looked at over 40 strategies that we can do that cost nothing, and they are self-care real, and they work. Like you said, prayer, you wake up in the morning, you pray, you meditate, right? Learn to say no, set boundaries, right?
Journal.
Understand what are your priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Know what the things that are important to you. It's not everything you say yes to. You don't have to be everywhere. So those things are, we need to really keep announcing it and louding it, so that we understand that these are self-care strategies, and we begin to take them seriously, so that we, begin to think right, act right, and speak right. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm
Absolutely.
happy that we are all speaking the same language. So I
Same
wanted to
language.
say that, when we talk about addictions, right? This is also in line with women, of course, women, as women, we're not able to say no, right? There are some addictions like overworking, or people pleasing. Because there's some women that believe that if we are not doing this, if we are not working, then we're not, if we're not overworking, we're not getting results. Maybe something like maybe being a perfectionist. So you are overworking, you are pleasing, you are a people pleaser. What advice would you give such moms that are stuck in such unhealthy patterns? I'm sure there are other unhealthy patterns, but what kind of advice would you give them?
So the first thing is, why are you overworking? So as a psychologist, one of the things I've realized is that we have individuals with mental disorders, but they're functional. What do I mean by that functional? They've used these different activities to cope with stress. So maybe they're overworking to mask loneliness, or they're afraid of
Mm.
being rejected, or they're afraid people reject. Some people have used this as if that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you though if being busy, what are you trying to avoid? Ask yourself this question. What are you trying to avoid?
Okay.
What is it that you know what is it that you know that you are pretending not to know? I have a coach
Ah,
that said that to me once, right? I think it's Innocent Usa that said that. What is it that you know that you're pretending not to know? So ask yourself, what is it that you're avoiding? What are you trying to gain with this pattern of overworking? What are you trying to gain with this pattern of people pleasing? When I started, I said self-awareness. If you remember, it's very
Yes.
important you know yourself. You need to know your why. Why are you doing this?
Mm.
The moment you know, understand your why, then you now start looking for better coping mechanism. So if it's for you to mask loneliness, instead of you overworking, why don't you take the step to start creating healthy relationships with people?
Yeah.
If you're people pleasing because you're afraid of being rejected, why don't you look for people that would love you for who you are?
Mm.
Instead of you taking up to people that don't really love you, but you just need to please them because you want them to accept you. The fear of rejection it's a big, even adults
Yeah.
actually go through that, fear of
Yes.
rejection. Then if you need the help of a psychologist to work with you, please seek one. One of the things I tell people that, see, in the world we're living in, we have people that God have blessed with tools, with resources and skills to help us. Today I was listening to someone said that we need more Christian therapists because
Yeah.
it's not just you doing it's not just you going to see a therapist, and we need more faith-based therapists, basically. So as they're capacitating, they're also giving you the skills and the
Tools
scientific
that you need.
facts about what is happening to you. Yes. So another thing you could do, instead of you, if you are seeking connection, instead of looking for validation, you could join a support group. One of the things that I've done is that, I belong to this women's group
Okay.
whereby every month we meet together, we talk, we have conversations, it's actually a business, it's a business women's group, right? But after our business meeting and all that, we also do sister talk, sister to sister time, where we talk about things bothering us and people provide solutions and all that. So if you need
That's
to join
lovely.
a support group, please do that. Then you can also get yourself a trusted friend. Let me recap. Identify, be aware. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you
Mm.
overworking yourself?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to please people? Why are you getting yourself so busy? What are you avoiding? What is it that you know, but you're pretending not to know?
Mm.
Identify that. Number two, come up with healthier coping skills. Instead of using work as a coping skills or as a coping skill, instead of using activity as a coping skill, look for proper coping skills. If you need to go and see a psychologist, please see a therapist, see a psychologist. Another
Mm.
thing you can do, you can join support groups, and you can also look for trusted people that you can speak to, that can also work with you. So those are my, I think, 5 points again. It's like I just like giving 5 points.
We don't mind. Okay, so now let's talk a bit about parenting as we begin to round up. How can a mom balance being a parent and still create a safe, open space for her teen to talk? Now, because I know that a lot of parents, and I've seen, because somehow I get to meet quite a number of this amazing group of individuals, and I discover that there is this gap between the teenager and their parent. A lot of them are going through a lot and they really cannot open up to their parents, right? So, how can a mom balance that being a parent and still, have that open space? Because sometimes so we say, okay, I'm the parent and we're trying to, do it the way, we were brought up, but apparently it's not
Okay,
working these
so
days.
yeah, so thank you so much for that question. Working as a family psychologist, this is one of the questions, or one of the issues I resolve: conflicts between parents and their teenagers, conflicts between siblings. And number one reason for conflict, I would say, is values clashing. Values are clashing. Number two, expectations, unrealistic expectations. Number three is the way we communicate and the way our children interpret what we're saying. So our intention versus the interpretation. So as a
Yeah.
mom, you want the best for your child. But most times, because we want the best for our children, we, we could be very strict. I said we, I'm including myself. We could be very strict in the process of showing them that we want the best for them. And the child is interpreting your being strict as you being controlling. And they don't want to be controlled. That's one thing I noticed. They just feel they want to be independent. They want to be able to express themselves and all that. So as parents, I need you to understand that yes, you are the parent. You need to be consistent with your rules, the values you're teaching and all that. But you also need to be flexible as a friend. What do I mean by this?
Sorry, give me a
As a,
minute. Sorry, I'm on a live.
okay.
Okay, sorry, go
As a
on.
parent, okay, as a parent, you need to be consistent, as in these are your rules, these are the things we expect of you. However, in the process of exhibiting or in the process of getting them to do these things, you can
Yeah.
also be flexible. Open channel of communication is very important. When
Mm.
they talk to you, avoid being judgmental. That's one of the things my children say. They said, Mom, your generation, you guys are so judgmental. I'm like, it's not like that now, but it's like that, right? So
Yeah.
avoid being judgmental. Listen to them with an open mind. They're not stupid. They're not dumb. We have something upstairs. So let's
Yeah.
listen to what they have to say. Let's listen to what they're saying, understand where they're coming from. Don't let it be just you and the mom. This is how it should be. No,
Mm.
come down to their level. Listen to them. Then also engage them in activities they love to do. So there's this acronym I use in the Smart Parenting Academy. That's our parenting support group. It's called Teens. And what does it mean? T stands for trust. Ensure that you have a trusting and loving relationship with your child.
Okay.
Once you love them and trust them, it's they can do anything just for you. Then the first E stands for engage them. Get to know them, get to know what they love to do, engage them in activities they love to do,
Okay.
engage them in things that, get to know them. Because someone you don't know, you can't lead the person. A
Yeah.
child you do not have a relationship with and you give rules to, the child ends up rebelling. But a child you love, that you show that you love, and the child knows that mommy loves me, you have a relationship with the child, and you are giving rules for the child ends up becoming a responsible person. So engage the child in activities he or she loves to do. The second E stands for equip. You need to equip your children with tools, with the necessary life skills for them to become independent. So it's one thing for them to seek independence, it's another thing for them to be responsible. And another thing I tell parents on my platform is this: your teenager wants independence, but you can't give that teenager independence if the teenager is not responsible. There's
Mm.
this analogy my husband always uses when he's speaking with his children or with our children. He goes and he says, I have a car in the house. My 2-year-old child wants the car. Will I give my 2-year-old child the key to the car to drive?
To drive.
Of
Yeah.
course not,
You're
because
just
he's not
killing
yet
that
responsible.
child.
My 18-year-old child that have trained, that have taken to the driving school, that knows how to drive, that show me he is responsible. Yes, I can give him the key. And
Mm-hmm.
that is how it is with parenting of teenagers. Before you give your child that independence, be sure that the child is responsible. Be sure that the child knows what is expected of him or her. Now, when you're engaging your children, when you're equipping them, I said something that most times our intentions are right, but the way our children interpret these
Yeah.
intentions, like they may interpret it wrongly. So when you're having conversations with them, let them understand where you're coming from. Let it not be this is the way it should be. No, you're giving rules, explain the rules to them. And that's where N comes in. N starts for you nurturing them, nurturing your child in terms of your child's personality and all that. Then S stands for setting boundaries. You need to be able to set appropriate boundaries for these children. So that's it in a nutshell. Your relationship with your teenager.
Thank you so much. Wow. I'm having so much fun, but unfortunately, we would need to go in maybe in okay, so in 1 minute, what would you say to the boss mom who is listening right now, right? But feels emotionally overwhelmed and maybe unseen? In about
Hmm.
1 minute, what would you say to that mom?
First thing I need to tell you, Ma, you're an awesome parent, wonderful mom. I know being a boss mom simply means you are doing an excellent job. Trust in yourself. However, don't do too much whereby you end up breaking down. Know your stress threshold. Know when you need to step back, stay back, or take a step back and take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, all these other things you're chasing, you will not be there to enjoy the benefits of them. Thank you.
Alrighty. So I would say, listen to your body, which is like basically what you have said. Understand what your stressors are. Listen to your body. Know when you need
Yes.
to stop because sometimes we know we when we start feeling that headache, we know that I need to slow down. When the body starts feeling, we know, but we just keep pushing. So we need to. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, sis. I mean, this has been amazing. So quickly, where can our listeners connect with you or learn more about your counseling and parent support services?
Okay, so on Instagram, I'm known as African Family Psychologist on
Okay.
Instagram. On LinkedIn, I'm Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi. Then on Facebook, I'm Toyin Taiwo Ogunkanmi. It's www.oluwatoyinogunkanmi.com. Those are the 5 platforms you can get me on.
All right. So very quickly, fun questions. Tea or coffee?
I love coffee.
Welcome to the club.
Coffee.
High five, virtual high five. Coffee drinkers.
Woo!
What's one thing that
Yeah.
you love to do to relax?
Ah, I love to watch movies.
Virtual
So
high
I
five.
come home when I'm stressed. When I'm stressed, I come home. I go to my room and dress. I just put on the TV. So I love noise in the background. So each movie, I'm listening to music.
That's amazing. I love watching movies too to relax. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really been amazing having you. And I know that
Welcome.
by
Thank
the
you so
time
much. You're
our
doing a great
parents
job too.
I know that, sorry. This okay. So I know that by the time moms listen to this, they'll have lots of questions and I will get your details and put it in the link as I'm loading the video so that if anyone has a
Video.
question, they can reach out to you. If anyone needs counseling or therapy or whatever, they can reach out to you as well. It's been an amazing time. Thank you so much. Uh
You're
God bless you.
welcome.
Thank you, dear boss mom,
You're welcome.
for hanging out with us
Yeah,
today.
have a
We'll
nice
see
day.
you next episode. Bye. Thank you.